appointment and you eat and they eat, then we run out of time. Okay, so I usually don't eat on my lunch appointment. So this is a lunch appointment. Y'all eat, I'll talk. How's that sound? I know it's a downer because y'all want to hear Tasha again, and so I'll try to be very brief and get her back up here real quick. Just kidding. No, I wanted to go through some nuggets as well, and one of the things I was talking to Trevor, hey, what are some nuggets we can talk about? And I think this is huge in everything. Prospecting. This is Mike Landrum, who I respect a ton in the business, who's built a great business, and he's like a brother to me more than anything else because we just got a good relationship. He said, look, Frank, when you come into business, I was talking to somebody who's real young. I was very young when I first came in business. I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about sales. I knew nothing about anything except college football and studying for taking tests in school. That's all I knew. And I was a good guy. I was a credible person. So I had integrity, but I didn't know any of this business stuff. And Mike said, hey, Frank, the two things you got to master. You don't have to be the best at investments or best on insurance. He said the two things you do have to get good at are, number one, prospecting. Yeah. Setting appointments. I guess it's three, really. Prospecting, setting appointments, and giving an effective presentation. He said those three things right there, you got to be able to get in front of somebody, right? So get a prospect and set the appointment, and then give an effective presentation that gets that person involved. Whether it's a recruiting presentation, whether it's a sales presentation for the F&A, whatever, you got to be able to get them talking. Just like Tasha talked about how the more they talk, the more they like you, right? That's what's so crazy about people is like, if you can get them talking about themselves and they hear themselves talking, they'll like you more. Even though, I swear, my mother-in-law even did that. Like when I first was meeting my mother-in-law, because I was just coming to Primerica getting good at asking questions because I was very introverted. A lot of you are like, man, y'all couldn't talk to people? No, dude. If you had seen me back in college, if I'd have known you, like if you were my buddies on the team or something like that, I could talk to you all day long. But if I was meeting you for the first time, I'd be like, hey, how's it going? I did not know how to lead a conversation like Tasha's talking. So that's all been learned and acquired here. And so, but getting back to that, so you got to get people talking about themselves. And then the first time I met my mother-in-law, I asked a bunch of questions, and she's like, man, he asked a bunch of questions, right? Because I'm getting her talking rather than me, right? And so, still doesn't like me, but it's not. I'm kidding. I think she likes me okay. As long as her IRA does okay, I'm all right. No. But 13 years later. I'm joking. Anyway, so prospecting, setting appointments, and getting that off. What's the best way to prospect? Through your recruits. That's the best way I know how to prospect. Because hey, let me tell you how it worked for me. A guy that Derek knows, a guy named Rod, who I knew from college. We just got reconnected. I go see Rod up in Dallas, and we start talking and chit-chatting and stuff like that. He's talking about running his own business now, and he's very successful in what he does, but he's tired of it. He started corporate America. And so I'm recruiting him. Well, when I recruited Rod, what the first thing I did for him? I did his F&A. He's got to see what we do. He already likes this kind of stuff, so I did his F&A. But then, guess what I did? I got him in front of people he knew, some of his good buddies. And so I am prospecting in Dallas, Texas right now, even though I know several people up there, but I haven't even called on some of my friends up in Dallas because I'm working through Rod's market. Now he's licensed, about to get his 4x4 bonus, all this kind of stuff, because I'm prospecting through recruiting. So what I want to spend a couple minutes with you on is really how to get that new recruit off to a fast start. And really, I really believe that if you want to build a big business, a secure business, long term, you got to have recruiting. You got to have recruiting in the business. It's got to be really the key ingredient of your business. Do I think you got to? If you don't recruit, you can't be successful in Primerica? No, I used to believe that. Now I don't. Okay, you can go out there and be a securities expert and be very good at the investment business and make a ton of money, get financially independent, and you know what? That's awesome. Okay, if that's what you want. It depends on what you want. So I think that's one of the biggest things we got to realize. Hey, what do you want from Primerica? And then figure out how to get that. We got a guy, one of our VPs. We've got two RVPs right now. One's in the Austin area with us. We got another guy that is from Florida. So once he became a VP, kind of like our story, became a VP back in 05, 06, when to go back home to Florida. So he started over in Florida. First year in Florida, made $98,000. Wow. Second year in Florida, $210,000. The guy just went over 300, going to get his third diamond in February. You know what that now equates to in Primerica? Ownership. beat me by 100,000 a year. That's what it also equates to. So when that was kind of a defining moment for me, because he's been beating us like for the last 3 or 4 years. He was making about 250. We were making about 200. But then Tasha related it to me in Orlando when he was clicking over third diamond. She's like, Frank, he makes 100,000 more than us now. I was like, you're right, dude, that's ridiculous. I'm about to kick his butt. Okay? So, but Justin, loving to death, he's 34 years old, been in business